What's up? Welcome back to Victor Sucking at Fire Emblem. That's what this show is.
Nick, what's been going on with you
Oh, fuck.
since we finished Bloodborne?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Nothing?
Yeah, not really.
Haven't been hanging out, doing drugs.
What did I watch? I finished the
You
Dark
talked about
Tournament
all
and
those-
Yu Yu Hakusho.
You talked about all those documentaries on it.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of documentaries. I've watched all the new anime.
What's your favorite new anime?
I guess Rakugo.
Yeah, it's kind of
pretty
hard
good.
to beat.
I like
really
that
good.
one stupid
Dimension
comedy
W?
show. No, fuck Dimension W. That show's stupid. Episode 3, it's still like I don't know what the fuck this show is, and it's giving me a headache.
What's the show you like though?
That one dumb comedy one about being in a game.
Oh, Konosuba.
Yeah, that show's funny. I just watched the 2 episodes and I was like, this is pleasant. I enjoy this.
I'm like,
It's
so
just
were you
stupid.
sold on that because of the podcast?
Well, yeah, you guys talked about it on the podcast.
Because like
and then-
that's the kind of show I could never see convincing you to watch.
yeah.
Like, that's
but
the
yeah,
kind of
you
show
guys talked
that-
about it on the podcast, and I was like,
That's
oh,
the kind of show that
sounds
even if I
funny.
told you it was good, I don't see you watching it.
Yeah.
Like, because we've had this before, where like there's occasionally those light novel shows that are actually good, and I'll tell Victor, and he'll be like, it looks like, and then he won't watch it.
There's something like just the
Clearly,
way the
you were meant
characters
to use this Archer
act.
guy to kill all these things because he has a super high resistance to what they do.
Yeah, I know.
And yet,
I just like put my people in the wrong spot before,
I guess.
and I was just kind of like playing it differently in a dumb way.
You just, well, I guess you can kill both of them, but see,
Yes.
just there, it didn't seem like you thought very hard about moving.
No,
your
I
people
did.
over there.
It was just obvious. Don't start like fucking.
Look, man, I
telling
don't want
me
to
how to
have
play
to
the
watch
game.
you
This is
do
gonna
this a
piss me
third
off.
fucking time.
I got it.
You better, if you're making decisions, you better make it clear. Or, lay it all out.
It's gonna be okay. Watching Anime Weekly is a pain in the ass, though.
I don't do it.
Yes, you're just like, oh great, now I get to wait for the episodes.
I don't think anyone understands how much, like, that podcast was it for me. That was the season.
Yeah.
It's done. I'm not gonna watch any of that. Maybe Rakugo. Like, just
Yeah.
because I legitimately want to know what happens in the show, But, like, to me, watching current anime is just pointless. Like, absolutely pointless. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Because you have to wait every week, and so you inevitably, like, well, for me anyways, I give less of a shit every week that goes by,
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm gonna get into something else. Like, if I play a video game in between, then I'm thinking about the video game, and then, like,
Yeah.
I watch an episode of the show, and it's like, I'm not really invested in the characters right now because I've been thinking about other stuff
Yeah.
and doing other stuff.
Or you might be in the
know?
wrong mood, and then you're just
Right.
like, I don't remember the tone of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I've never, ever thought that a show was better weekly than it is marathon. I've never felt that before. you
Yeah.
know? Like, there are shows that I think are maybe better to not be marathon, but not to be rigidly watched every week, Maybe you could watch it in bursts or so. Like, a lot of slice of life shows, you don't have to marathon the whole fucking thing. But, like, I don't think they're better to be watched exactly once a week. It just seems weird to me, Like, those release schedules, like, shows are not released weekly because that's the best way for shows to be released. They're released that way because
They have to.
it's the way that maximizes profit. Like,
Yeah.
it makes it easy to keep up with. You can easily follow what's going on, and like follow the schedule of it. But, like, like, Netflix has shown that you can just drop a show all at once, and it can still work and be successful.
And it generates all of its hype at once, and then it's
Right.
gone.
And, like, I think that people, I think the weekly cycle is more about keeping hype alive and keeping people wanting to know the next episode. But I also think it ruins retention. Like, you get I think the Netflix method, everyone who watches it watches the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think a Netflix show comes out and anyone just watches the first episode. Whereas when a TV show
Because it's designed for marathons, because Netflix is all about marathons.
Right. When a TV show comes out on TV, almost always, if you look at figures, the first episode and the last episode have by far the highest ratings of the season.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why AMC started doing those split tier or split core shows where they would, you know, release like 7 episodes and then stop for a month and then release the other 7 because it would bring back the hype and people would have enhanced viewership for the new episode. So, you know, mid-season finales.
Like Steven Bombs.
Right.
The worst thing in the world to me.
But Steven Bombs is like a combination of mentalities where it's like, I think the Steven Bomb thing just happened because A, the production schedule is probably fucked up on the show, but B, it's that like the first time they did it, it was a huge success probably.
Yeah.
Because the first Steven Bomb generated so much hype because I wasn't watching it before that. Were you watching it before that?
No, I guess I wasn't, yeah. Because everyone was freaking out over what had happened.
Everyone freaked out over the Garnet song and the whole idea of it, that all the fans of the show went ape shit everywhere, and then it was like all anyone was talking about was Steven Universe, so then everyone watched it, and it gained like 1 million viewers through that, and so they went, let's just do this all the time, you know, and it's like, yeah, well...
Yeah. It gets annoying, guys.
It gets a little weird when... when you start releasing stuff that's not actually a bomb. Like, I had thought the point of... Like, I didn't realize that Steven Bomb was just a name for the release schedule. I thought they were calling it that because it was a bomb of an episode. Like, that it was revealing all these new truths, and it was the season finale.
It was badass.
And now it's like...
It seemed like a big deal.
Bomb 4, where
it's like, okay, this isn't 4
episodes came out. Yeah.
I think it's a bomb. It's supposed to be, you know, a group at once. And
right.
So it's like,
I think if you're gonna call it a bomb, it has to be the bomb. Like, let's set that up as a rule.
It has to be the bomb.
Yes.
Everybody
wants to be the bomb, but once you are the bomb, the innocence is gone, as MSI once wisely said.
I see. Blow. Huh.
So
we're playing Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Did we...
We're fighting the good fight.
I was just confused about the times for a second. I don't remember what got us onto the subject of TV release. Oh yeah, not watching current shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, not into it. Never have been. If you look through the history of my blog, you will find that almost every season for 7 or 8 years, I tried to blog episodically and never succeeded.
I'm literally doing it just so I have something to talk with Hope about on a weekly basis, and I know she likes it when I follow the shows. So it's like, that is my motivation, otherwise I would not watch weekly anime.
I had, I'm trying to think back, because when I first started my blog, it was, when I had first started watching current shows. And back then, stuff didn't get subtitled on the day, you know, it was like a lot more loose, and it comes out when it comes out, you know, because it was all fan subs. And, you know, I would never, like, because I'm thinking about the first shows that I watched fan subbed while they were airing, and it's like Hidamari Sketch and Manabi Straight, both of them were like really slow to sub. So like I watched like the first 3 episodes while they were airing, and then it didn't finish the show till much later.
Oh shit, critical.
After it was already fully subbed. Zetsubo Sensei I didn't keep up with. Gurren Lagann we watched like 14 episodes and then didn't get back to it till long after it was over.
True.
Hayate the Combat Butler, I think I got up to like episode 20 of that and then never finished it.
Fuck.
Like, just any show that I was watching back then. And then, like, I just remember, like, every season trying. And the only season where I actually blogged the whole season, even though it was not perfectly every week, was when Fate Zero aired. Because it was, like I started off... It's funny. You can see...
This guy is fucking up all these enemies. It's like, just... hoarding all the experience.
If you go onto my blog, you'll find a post where it was like, I watched the first episodes of everything, and I just kind of offered like little impressions, and I had written like a post about the first couple episodes of Fate Zero, right? And then there's like one where I watched up to episode 3 of everything, and then I'd cut most of it, and like, so there's only like 5 or 6 shows that I'm still watching, right? And I get like 6 episodes into 5 or 6 shows, but then towards the end of the season, you see me, I'm only watching 2, like, so at the end, the only shows I finished were Fate Zero, Bento, and, what the fuck was it called? That Bones show with the weird pretty boys mystery show, Ungo.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
It was mediocre. But yeah, Fate Zero, Bento, and Ungo were the only 3 shows I finished that season after having started off watching all of them.
Wow.
And, I mean, like, for the first episode.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't keep up with them, like, every week. I think there was a part where I missed, like, 3 or 4 weeks and then caught up, But, like, the fact that I had finished them within the end of the season was enough of a big deal to me. And then by far the most I've watched by the end of the season was summer of last year, because I made that video about summer 2015 anime where, like, I didn't watch any of it while it was airing. I just waited till the end of the season and marathoned everything that I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So that was a good time.
You're right.
You're right.
This is a thing that happened at some point.
I don't know if you have any contribution to this.
Well, I started losing track.
Do you remember any shows you watched all the way through while they were
weekly?
airing?
Me and Hope used to watch a whole bunch of shows. Tiger and Bunny. Ungo was one of those. Mawaru Penguin Drum. Yeah, we used to watch all kinds of shit.
Did you actually finish Mawaru Penguin Drum?
Yeah. I don't remember it very well, because I remember dozing in and out of some of the last episodes because I got so trippy. And I was, like, laying down.
Yeah, I never finished it. I'd like to.
You should.
There's a lot of shows.
I should rewatch it.
There's a lot of shows that I got, like, 4 or 5 episodes into, and then because it was still airing, most of last year's shows, like Yuri Kuma,
Yeah.
I watched the first 4.
Need to fucking finish that.
Put it on hold, never got back to it. It's just generally the way I roll, man. I like to watch shows all at once.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the weekly thing. I like watching the first episode of everything so that I understand what anime is right now.
And just to, have some conversation when the new shit comes out, because everyone's going to be talking about it, so it's like, you don't want to be bored.
To me, it's more like I can gauge, okay, let's say 100, or not 100, let's say 30 new shows come out, right? And, I know that... I don't trust anybody else to tell me what's good. Because, you could have a season what's a good example of a season where, everyone's talking about Code Geass and no one ever mentions Manabi Straight, and I go my whole life never hearing about it, Whereas if I had just watched all the current shows and I'd saw it, I would have been like, oh, here's a great show. Or Rakugo is a perfect example. I mean, nothing goes totally under the radar anymore because everything gets streamed now. But, Rakugo's never going to get hyped the way that fucking Erased is, which I don't even like, So, I can look at if I had not watched anything and I'd only gone by what got talked about, then I would have ended up watching Erased and not Rakugo,
Yeah.
Whereas, if I watch the first episodes of everything, then even if I don't continue any of it immediately, in the long run, I know everything I need to get back to, when the time comes, there's all these shows I have lined up, and I can preemptively drop all the shows that I was going to drop anyways, right at the beginning. So it's sort of like curating my backlog,
Yeah.
It's not so much about actually watching a show as it is planning out what shows I'm going to watch in the future.
What you need to watch, what you need to drop.
Yeah.
Or just not bother with,
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to sit there and fucking... watch the first episode of everything, after everything's over.
And there's a lot of, shows that are, sort of mediocre that I'm way more likely to finish if it's over. Where, a lot of, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 type stuff is a lot easier to just, knock out in an afternoon and be like, that was okay. Whereas if you watch 3 episodes weekly and then you're just like, why the fuck why am I still watching this? Why am I spending time on this every week, It's so much easier to just, it's gone. I'm trying to think of a good recent example for that. Like
Level up.
Soregaseu from last year. That's a show that like was a lot of fun, and I did finish it, but like I would never have kept up with it week by week just because I didn't care about what was going on that much, you know.
Yeah. Blah blah. Lightning. Oh shit!
Oh,
critical hit.
Blah.
Blah.
Eat a dick.
Yay!
Eat a sack of bacon. Eat a
Bagels?
sack of baby dicks.
Oh.
That's a
Into the jungle.
classic Boondocks line.
True. Oh, my back hurts. We're running out of shit to talk about.
We're near the end of this episode, but I want you to finish up this battle
Yeah.
before we end it, because there's only like one enemy left. And it seems like it's going okay. Is there even a boss to this, or do you just have to kill everything?
Yeah.
Okay,
And he'll
he's
move
not
at me, so I'm like keeping my distance until I get everyone around there.
Azee.
I seize on sorry.
Uh,
I win.
anyone who doesn't get that, it's Aziz Ansari as a comedian.
Pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
The other night, Hopen called me Kiri Bro, and then I was like, we gotta be Kiri Bro and Asuhan, and then she just was like, I hate you. She had said like, oh, I love you, good night, and then she was like, never mind, I take it back, that was awful. And I was like, yeah! I win! Probably the worst fucking thing I've ever said.
Kiri Bro and Asuhan.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, we had originally talked about that after Bloodborne we were going to play the Sword Art Online games.
Yeah, but they don't look like they're gonna be fun.
Well, like, we didn't even look at Lost Song, but that one's too expensive because it's $60, and we were saying from the
Yeah.
beginning that we weren't going to play it until it got cheaper. But then there's another game called Rehollow Fragment, which is a PSP or PS Vita game that they put on the PS4. It's only $20, but, like, it doesn't look funny enough to justify, like, it does not look like a fun game. It's basically like a generic like MMO type game, but like in like a single player MMO game, which I guess makes sense to the narrative of Sword Art Online, but like it doesn't look very fun, and it also looks really grindy and tedious and not funny.
Yeah.
So
if we're gonna, if we're doing it, it's because we want to shit all over it and it'll be funny. And like, if it's not gonna be funny, then what's the point of playing the SAO game?
It immediately became apparent to me that I was like, this is a game for fans of SAO. Like,
Yeah.
This is not a game that's gonna be like the show where you're just shitting on it because it's funny. It's just like a bland RPG that fans of Sword Art Online will play just because it's called Sword Art Online. You know?
Yeah. It's a movie game, essentially.
Yeah. So, not as interested in playing it on the show. Maybe Lost Song when it gets cheap one day, because in that game I think you can fly, and that's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
Being able to fly is inherently derpy and hilarious.
It is funny.
So maybe when Lost Song gets cheap, we'll try it. But for now, we're just gonna abandon the idea of the Sword Art Online games. I feel like there was something else we had said that we would play, but that we forgot about, other than Uncharted. Which we're definitely giving.
Devil May Cry.
I'm just gonna play Uncharted
do that?
myself, and not on the show because it
Solo
did
content
not
play.
go well at all.
It went about how I expected it to an extent.
The funny thing is, I was able to solo play Tomb Raider a lot better, but Tomb Raider has way less of the like stop.
You're generally
and
faster.
Think. Yeah,
like,
it's a very fast game.
Uncharted definitely feels like it's missing some of those newer mechanics that are in the...
Well, I just think the intention is different because Tomb Raider is an open world game, and Uncharted is like a on a path, like here's each set event type game, which Tomb Raider like pretends to be at times, but it's really an open world game, and that's what makes it cool.
Alright, let's fight their boss. I don't know how strong he's gonna be. It was 15 attack. How much attack do my guys? Seems decently strong.
Just send your fucking big
75%
dude
chance
at
hit.
him.
I was thinking I'll send this guy out, and he has a pretty high likelihood to just dodge it. Because I don't want... This guy might attack twice and kill him. And I don't want that to happen, because he's been... Now he's getting over-leveled. How much health did he have? 35? Never mind. Let's do it.
Alright.
Yeah. We baited it out.
Ugh.
See, now he can tank the boss, get it low HP,
Ugh,
and then one of
suck
our
a dick.
weak guys can come out and finish him out. Oh, he didn't do too much. That's a little concerning. Oh, he can definitely kill him. What level is he? Level 3. Level sheet. Level 2. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Alright. Go loot.
Wow.
Loot that
Fucking
chest.
loot. Playing that loot.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good show. Alright, and leveled up.
Woo.
What a badass.
Do. That's the sound it would make. Mages are fucking cool. Hey, now we got Philly-eared people.
Alright, next time on Digi Bros.